Great to chat to you. You're looking in good form. Indoor season behind you. You
Yeah,
keen to get onto the outdoor season now?
like buzzing for it. I cannot wait. Yeah, really, really looking I think indoors really set me up for that. I just was like, I'm so hungry. I can't wait to get to outdoors now. And then like we've just come back off camp. We were in Portugal for a couple of weeks there, and I think another really like successful block of training under my belt. I'm just feeling like stronger. I'm feeling faster. I'm feeling more confident. So yeah, I'm raring to go.
Good stuff. How's training been going?
Good, yeah, really good. I've really been enjoying the new setup. I think, the athletes in the group have really been pushing me, and I think I've been kind of pushing myself, and I'm just really excited.
So have you changed your setup from last year?
Yeah, so when I came home from Paris, I set up and I moved to Daniel Kilgallen's group out in Tala. So I'd be based out there now, training with, I suppose, on the girls' front, you have Sarah Leahy there, Aoife Lynch, Jennifer Hanrahan, Carlotta. There's a really strong group of girls, as well as the lads, of course, are really strong. But it's nice because everybody in the group has, different strengths. So we all push each other in another element of training, which is really nice. And, when you have a certain group of athletes who are there who are all committed at a certain level, putting in the work, and it's really inspiring because it means then your teammates, it's the same with like before, the girls in my group always really inspired me. I think it's really important to have a training group that really inspires you.
And keep pushing you.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. Okay. I know last year that obviously with the Paralympics, that was the key aim. But another aim on the track was that 12-second barrier, which was box ticked. So what are the aims going into 2025 outdoors?
Like definitely to go faster. Like I think there was no secret. I was a little bit disappointed maybe with some of the signs last year. Like as much as I was happy and I ticked that box, I thought there was more in it. I thought I had more in the tank, and I still think that's true. So I'm just really excited to be able. I feel like I'm in good form, so I feel like that should happen this season for me. That like you're ticking each box. It's 1190, then it's 1180, and then you can start to talk about 1170, 60. You know what I mean? Each of those sort of tick those off and really push myself, see how fast I can go.
And do you feel that's coming in training? Because sometimes you could be doing training really well, but then, you read the times and it's not quite what you expect, or have the times been really good and you're happy?
Yeah, to be honest, I think they have surprised me a little bit. I think I feel good, I feel strong. I don't necessarily, because of the training we're doing at the moment, we're still haven't fully sharpened up. Racing is a little bit away from me now. I'm not going to race until June. So sometimes you kind of feel at this time of year like, oh, I'm not really going that fast. But I have really been feeling like I feel stronger, I feel more confident, I feel faster. And then like when the coaches turn to you and saying like, that's actually faster than you think it is, you're kind of like, oh, okay, like I think I feel better because I feel like there's more there. I feel like, you know what I mean? Another couple of weeks, I'm going to be feeling sharper. I'm going to be feeling faster. So if it's looking good and the times are good now, that means hopefully if we stay fit and healthy and happy and everything, that just means there's more there and there's faster times to come.
Good stuff. I'll ask you about the calendar for 2025 in a second,
Yes.
but I am a little bit biased, so I do have to start with the Diamond League. Have they been in touch? Are we going to get a repeat of last year when you went over to Oregon and
Yeah.
you produced a really good performance, made us all really proud as always? What's been the story there?
Yeah, fingers crossed now. Like that's the big hope. And I know it was something I said with indoors as well. When David was chatting to me, I said, like, look, I want there to be a summer where para athletes are on that same level, where there's representation at some of those big meets like the Diamond Leagues and other things. So that's something that I'm really pushing for this summer. That's something I really hope I'll be able to do a number of those and show up and represent myself, my country, my sport well. So that's definitely in my intentions. Everything's still a little bit up in the air at the moment. You know how seasons go. It's hard to plan these things too far in advance, but yeah, it's certainly looking promising, and it's certainly an intention. Yeah.
And have the Diamond League organisers said much about doing more, more para games within the Diamond League program?
Yeah, look, I think that at the moment the way it pans out, it's up to each individual championship. So it's each Diamond League themselves are making this decision if they're hosting para sports. And over the years, there's been a number of them who've done that. You've seen Oslo, Eugene, Brussels, Zurich, Lausanne. Like there have been many of them that have included that. So I think a real push and keeping the pressure on so that they keep those races in their program, and then that hopefully puts pressure on the other Diamond Leagues, because the Diamond League as a whole can't set out and say you all have to add this in, because as you know, the program is quite short and quite tight for the Diamond League. So it is really down to each competition or each championship. So the hope is that like the more we're visible, the more we're showing up, the more people are tuned in and bought into kind of who the characters are and what the different dynamics are, that then you'll get more of them showing it. So really hoping to keep that pressure on to be part of that shift.
Good stuff. Rest of the calendar then for 2025. What's been penciled in? What's Daniel allowing you to do?
So the big one obviously is World Championships for us are in New Delhi at the end of September, start of October. So that's the main focus, and everything is kind of in there to hope to get us in the right shape and the best place possible to be able to be really competitive there. So I'm not going to open up in May, probably wait till June. Nothing too big, kind of keep things in Europe in June and do a few races, open up the legs, see where we're at, and go back into training, then kind of almost use them as an opportunity to see where things are, and then that helps to inform us about how we go about a few weeks of training. So go back into training, back out for a few more races. You want to get that race prep and that kind of, the experience of putting your race together, doing your warm-up, doing your travel, all of that kind of stuff as well. But I don't want to be running something massive in May, June, and then have nothing left for September, October. So I just have to be a little bit careful with that, But like definitely nationals are going to be in there, definitely hopefully some diamond leagues and some other big competitions around Europe.
Okay, well, we look forward to that. I have to say to you, one of the things, with the Paralympics and the Olympics, one of the words that's always kind of mentioned with it is legacy. And I know from being out, seeing you train and training alongside you out in Abbottstown and seeing the numbers out there, and even talking to somebody this morning who is saying, they're kind of a new club down in Wexford starting off. Thought a few kids would come along to the first couple of training sessions, and 70 turned up. I know from my own club, it's full. You can't get into it. The amount of kids, and one of the main reasons people are saying is the kids want to go because of seeing the likes of yourself in Paris last summer. How does that make you feel? And is that something that is worth all those kind of wet, cold evenings in November training on the track?
Yeah, like to be honest, it's a real privilege and a real honor to be a part of that. And I think nobody goes into athletics and wants to run really fast to do any of that. You never think that that's something that might come, but inevitably, like I had people that I looked up to that kept me in the sport, or that gave me the kind of ability to dream big and think like, this is what I want to do. And I can do it because we have all these other people who've done it before. So there's no reason I can't. And to be now a part of that feels very special, and especially through programs like the Dare to Believe or the Next Gen program, where you're getting like that next generation of athletes through, have them start to think about what their dreams are, what they could do, how to apply themselves. And I suppose like stopping that dropout, because I feel like I was there was big energy and lots of people get involved, but you want to keep people with it. You don't want them to just sign up for 1 year and then leave. You want them to come in and really find a community, find a space, take something from sport that's just bigger than sport, And I think stopping the drop and keeping people in is really important. And so that's also, a really important part of that, like being a role model to people is telling people and hopefully encouraging people to stick with sport, no matter what level they're doing it at, no matter if they're someone with a disability or someone without. Like there's a space for you in sport somewhere, and whatever that space is and wherever you enjoy it and feel comfortable, like that's amazing. And like you don't have to want to go to the games, you don't have to want it to be a career, but if that's somewhere that you gain like real joy from, or a sense of community, like that's just as important too. And I think sport has such a magical way of creating space for everybody. So to be a part of hopefully encouraging people to get involved with that feels really special.
And final question then, a lot of people might take up a little bit of jogging or running, but they might look at you sprinting, I could never do that, that's mad. What would you say to those people who might go, I'd love to try that? Or
join your local club, get in contact with the local club. I think people think, even when you go to schools, kids say to you, it's too late now, I haven't been doing this sport my whole life. It's never too late to get involved. It doesn't matter if you've never been on a track before or you used to do it. There's always an opportunity to get involved. So reach out to your local club, get involved, and definitely give it a go.
And go fast.
Absolutely.
Orla, that's brilliant. Listen,
Okay.
catch up with you soon, I'm sure, around over the summer.
I'm sure I will.